Have you noticed that there has been an uprise of people saying that they are leaving the natural hair community? Natural hair community is toxic, yada, 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 yada. And honestly, I am not here for it. I have come to shatter the table, honestly. I came with so much violence because I don't understand what's going on. Is your natural hair that grows from your scalp a community, a movement, or is it just what God gave you? Hey guys, I know I came with so much violence, but my name is Jennifer and I am the CEO of Her Crown. The aim of this brand is to make your natural hair journey easier. That is my number one goal. And if you subscribe to this channel, I promise you that you will see so many helpful, valuable videos that will help you do that. So please subscribe, turn on your bell notification, and let's jump right in. So let's address some of the reasons that these people have claimed. One of the reasons that has been so popular is that, oh, there's a lot of call police. Oh, I would say my hair is 4C, and then somebody will write on Twitter that my hair is 4Z. I saw that video. I totally sympathize with the woman. But the truth of the matter is that natural hair studies are very recent. This is why the categorization of hair is so limited. I mean, come on guys, we are 7 billion people in the world and there's just 10 categories of hair. There is the 1 type hair, there's the 2A, 2B, 2C, 3A, 3B, 3C, 4A, 4B, 4C hair, right? And there's 7 billion people in the world. There is no way that the 7 billion people can be categorized by these 10 categories accurately. This is because even if you find somebody that has the same curl pattern with you, you may have a thinner strand of hair and the person may have a thicker strand of hair. You may have more density and the person may have less density. So you find a lot of people that can categorize themselves as having the same curl pattern, but their hair all look different. So whenever you know that you have checked your hair out and you've seen that your hair fits most of the specification of a particular hair description, maybe your hair fits 4C hair, and you say it on Twitter, oh, my hair is 4C, or this is what 4C looks like, and somebody then tells you, oh, your hair is not 4C, what do you care? That's my question. So is this a question of natural hair community failing you, or is this a point of you just caring too much about what people say? Let's be honest, people have opinions and their opinions simply don't matter. Just go on doing you, whatever you believe your hair is. If your hair is 3A, a lot of people also would say, oh, my hair is 3A, and you see a lot of people saying things like, oh, your hair is 4C, how can you say your hair is 3A? Don't care about those people, just believe what you believe and move on with it. Now, the second claim that a lot of people say that is their reason for wanting to leave the natural hair community is because of men. Yes, I don't know why everything that has to do with a lady always have to somehow link back to a guy. Now, a lot of women have claimed that men do not approach them, especially black men, do not approach them when they wear their hair in Afro styles. Now, there's one thing I have to say to that, right? Well, I have several things I have to say to that. One of the things I have to say to that is that I personally can give you names of couples where the wife has short hair, long straight hair, relaxed hair, natural afro hair, kinky hair like locks. This means that even though you know you've met some guys that don't prefer women that wear afro hair, first of all, like there are so many other guys that love your natural hair. My husband for once loves my hair. Like honestly, since I got into this marriage is the reason why I've been wearing my hair more often, because every single time I wear a wig, you'll be like, babe, I like your twist too, I like your twist. So it's not even a case that I don't have wigs, and it's not a case that I still don't wear wigs, but notice that he has even made me bolder, right, to wear my natural hair out because he appreciates it, he loves it, he thinks it's the flyest thing that ever happened since sliced bread. So there are guys that would appreciate and honestly love the hair that comes from your strand. The second thing I have to say is that I come from Nigeria, right? So the truth of the matter is I don't see the world the way Black Americans see the world. And this is not me saying that your experiences are not legitimate. Trust me, they are very legitimate. I know that a lot of people face racism and stuff like that. But one thing I've realized from watching you guys through the lens of the media is that a lot of you are so particular about dating and getting married to Black guys. And I understand it because Even though we don't have racism here in Nigeria, we have tribalism, right? Where a lot of Igbo people want to marry Igbo people, Yoruba people want to marry Yoruba people, and so many people are so tribalistic that they don't even let their daughters marry outside their race. They would never collect the bride price. So I understand from that angle. But one thing I know for sure is that, honestly, if you find a good guy, right, that fits all the standard, there's no parent that is going to be too angry. Like, at some point they'll come around. So it's just that thing where, you are thinking that, oh, you've done all the good things, but yet no guys are approaching you. Why don't you expand your horizon? Like, why do you want to get married so bad to somebody that does not like you? Honestly, I believe that every lady is a prize, and I believe that the man she gets married to should adore her, should look at her as the prize, and should accept her intrinsically for who she is and how she looks. So if you find somebody that is outside your race, that fits all the standard, but is not a black guy, that appreciates your hair, sister, get married to him, because honestly, it's the best choice for you. I don't understand why you are staying till, how long, because a black guy did not like you, because, or, don't change yourself. In fact, whenever you carry yourself as your most authentic self, you sieve out people that are not meant to be in your life. Don't change yourself for somebody else, because you would end up being a very unhappy person. One thing that I know people really got fed up, that really made them feel like, oh my god, I can't deal no more, people are just trying to tell us what to do and what not to do, I'm done with this natural hair community, was when this whole no oils, no butters came out. And yes, I understand, but one thing I know, one thing I'm not confused about, is that as at the year 2002, guys, many people did not have studies, many people did not have information about natural hair. A lot of things were just lost. Many people relaxed their hair. And so it just tells me that scientific study of black people's hair is relatively new. And so I think that we need to give more grace to these people, right? They will make mistakes. They would come up with trends, and they'll come up with things that they feel like are a good idea, and then they'll later on realize that it's not a good idea. We just need to follow them as it comes, and we also need to do what works for us. Take, for example, in the early 1900s, lobotomy was a thing. Lobotomy, if you don't know, let me help you and teach you a word, right? Lobotomy is a medical surgery where they create an incision in the frontal lobe of your brain to treat mental illness, right? And for a long time, there were thousands of lobotomy surgeries done to treat mental illness. But then later on, they realized that the consequences far outweighed the benefits. And this is just to show you that life is constantly evolving. Things that we thought were good for us are later on discovered to be actually very detrimental to us. And so why can't we just approach it as, these people are still studying, these people are still researching, while they are still doing their thing, me, I'm going to try out some of the things they say and see what works for me. Because ultimately, you are the best decider of what works for you. Another thing that a lot of people have a problem with is the over restriction of naturalistas to doing certain hairstyles. Like they claim, and also it's true because I've seen it, a lot of people have issues when natural hair girls put heat on their hair, when they do wash and go, because they feel like, oh, why are you trying to mimic a 3C hair girl? When they do twist styles, oh, why are you trying to mimic what's this woman's name? This woman in Blackish, I'm going to put her name on the screen. And a lot of people have a problem with being restricted, because they feel like, oh, if they do one, the natural hair community will talk 10 and that kind of thing. But there's just something I have to say to that. The truth is that with every way you decide to wear your hair, there is a consequence, right? But I don't know why people think that consequences are so bad. Do you know that all the drugs you drink have consequences? They have side effects, and yes, we take them. So with every single style restriction that you've heard about, all you have to do is to weigh the pros and cons, weigh what you're willing to give up and what you're willing to get. Because let's face it, if you decide to be a straight natural, for example, you have the ease, you have the fact that you just have to deal with your hair once a month, pack it and go. If you decide to bleach your hair, you know that, oh, you're going to be, edgy, you're going to be different and stuff like that. But with all these things have consequences. Most people that have bleached their hair suffer with dry hair and split ends. Most people that are straight natural may end up having heat damage. And honestly, all you have to do is to just decide your pros and cons, make your research, a very informed decision, right? Make a very informed decision and then decide on what you want to do and do it. Who's gonna beat you? Who's gonna put gun to your head and tell you that, oh, all of a sudden we are gonna arrest you in this community? The community, when people say community, what really is a community? It's just a group of like-minded people, and sometimes, most of the time, they can't do anything to you. So if you choose to wear your hair in any way, I'm just trying to tell you that the restrictions are all in your head, right? They are all in your head because whatever restriction that people have given you have no consequences if you break them. That's my point, right? So all of you saying, oh, they are going to talk, what's your business with what they are saying? If you want to bleach your hair, if you want to wear your hair straight, if you want to wear your hair in wash and go, you can do all those things. And guess what? Nobody's going to do anything to you. So there's no restriction. Next reason I'm going to talk about as the reason people have decided to leave the natural hair community is the commercialization of products and the use of people that do not look or have the same hair texture as us to market these products to us. Now I understand it. The truth is that there's a lot of colorism going on, texturism going on. There's a lot of baggages that this world has, right? And it goes back to my point. This is just the response I have for you. Who told you you have to buy it? Now, a company, let me tell you, let me burst your bubble. Yes, I know that the founder of a company may genuinely care about your hair, care about what they can do to make your life easier, may try to meet your need. But you need to understand that most of these companies are looking to make money. So yes, instead of infusing conditioner properties into deep conditioners, they'll break it up and have a conditioner and a deep conditioner. It's not left for you to decide how much you have, how much you want to simplify your hair journey, and decide that, no, you know what, I'm just going to use a conditioner, or I'm just going to use a deep conditioner. So yes, there's so many products in this market, in this natural hair market, designed to make your natural hair journey more malleable. But it's ultimately you that holds the deciding power to decide on if you want to have 10 products or just 3. Honestly, for the life of me, I don't understand it. I've been natural for over 5 years and I've been using Dudu Oshun that used to be 150 but it's now 500 naira. Is it even still 500 naira? I'm not even sure. I've been using it since, and guess what? My hair still tried. But do you know what? There are products, there are shampoos that are 10,000 naira, 7,000 naira, and I don't buy them. And my hair is still longer than most people that have those products. So the point I'm trying to make is that, yes, they will market these products because they want to help out and they want to make money. It's left for you to decide that I'm not going to fall for this. I'm just going to choose what I want and do what works for me. I want to share some of my thoughts with you guys on what I feel about natural hair, the idea of natural hair community, the idea of the trend, the idea of the movement, and everything surrounding natural hair. The first thing I have to say is that natural hair is not a movement. It is not a trend. It is not a community. Natural hair is the hair that grows out of your scalp. If you check the meaning of trends, trends are things that are popular during a particular season and then goes out of fashion, right? So if you say it's a trend, it's really confusing because if you cut your hair, right, and leave it to grow back, what grows out? Does your hair texture change or is it the same? It means that your hair that grows out of your scalp was never meant to be a trend. It was just always meant to be who you are. And what happened when natural hair became really popular was that for a very long time, we had a community of people who didn't wear their hair the way it was naturally created from their scalp. And so that is not a movement. That is just you realizing that this is who God made you, and that is just accepting it. So with these few points of mine, I know for a fact that natural hair is not a trend, it's not a community, it's the hair that grows out of your scalp. Second, these people that say, oh, they would no longer post about natural hair because of how toxic the community is. I just have to tell you that you are the one that is toxic. If you say natural hair community failed you, you are the one that failed natural hair community, because the uprise and the popularity of natural hair was never meant to be about their opinions, but was meant to be about you finally loving who you are. So if you believe that what they had to say, what people that honestly cannot walk up to you to tell you anything say, if you are so concerned about what they have to say, then it means that it was never bigger for you. It was never a bigger move for you. For me, the move is just a move to finally accept myself. Guys, do you know that I never realized my natural hair looked a certain way till I was 18? Literally. 18 or 19, I think even 20. That was the first time in my entire life. Yes, it was 19. That was the first time in my entire life that I first went natural, because it was never a thing. I only thought that the people that wore natural hair, or the people that had that kind of hair texture, were those that went to deeper life churches, because those were the only people that wore their hair natural in Nigeria that I saw growing up. And also throughout my secondary school, I was on low cut because my secondary school did not allow us to grow our hair. I literally did not know that my hair looked this way. So for me, it was not about trends. Because if it was about trends, I cut my hair in 2017. The natural hair trend or community came in like 2012, 2013. So if I was moved by a trend, then I would have done it since then. But I just did it because I was like, oh, okay, so this is what works for me. This is how natural hair is. Oh, this is the healthiest way I can keep my hair for now, you know. And then the next thing I'll say is that those of you that feel like you want to relax your hair because the natural hair community failed you, what I have to say is that you joined the natural hair not because you wanted to accept yourself. You joined it because it was a trend. You're probably someone that also did BBLs and did really large bum bums when it was trending. And now that the Kardashians are finally reducing their bum bums, you are now reducing your bum bum because it's the trend. You're someone that is moved by a trend. And so the community did not fail you. There's not even community, because your hair is not a community. Your hair is the hair that grows from your scalp. See guys, I'm here for violence. Don't be angry. I'm just spitting facts, right? The next thing I have to say is that genuinely, if you believe that natural hair is odious, if you feel like, oh my god, all the steps and processes I have to do to take care of my natural hair is just a lot, one thing I'll say is that I understand and I definitely get where you're coming from. Like guys, I literally cut my wash day from a day to 45 minutes. So if you want to know some of the hacks and tips and tricks that I have employed to make my natural hair journey simplified, watch my previous video, which I'm going to link up here and in the description box down below, so that you can get some hacks that I've used to make my natural hair easier. Finally, if even though you know all the hacks of simplifying natural hair, you just can't fit it into your lifestyle. Maybe you're a new mom, maybe you are writing your thesis for PhD, you're a student and it's just too much for you, or you just can't afford the product. The truth is that if you choose to relax your hair, if you choose to become a straight natural, if you choose to lock your hair or cut your hair, I don't see the problem with that. If you even choose to be a blow dried natural, I don't see the problem with that. It's your hair. You decide to handle it the way you want to handle it. That's where the freedom is. But all I would say is that actions have consequences. And so you want to be well researched so that you make the most informed decision. So guys, I know I was giving you guys a lot of bath boats. I was shattering a lot of tables. I was coming for your guts, like literally. And that's not really my vibe. Usually I'm usually chill and just trying to help you guys, but I just really needed to get this out there because I feel like a lot of things has to be said about this Nigeria community. This toxic. If it's toxic, so you can't cut yourself out of it because it's who you are. So with that being said, go back and watch my last video where I gave you guys some hacks to simplify your natural hair. Subscribe to this channel. Please like this video. Honestly, it helps me, it encourages me, and it also helps YouTube to know that this was a very valuable content. Turn on your post notifications so that every single time I post a new video, you'll be the first to know. Subscribe, share with all your friends that have been saying, oh, I'm living Nigeria, come here. Guys. All right, guys. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.